The textile production line was running at full speed. A worker was trying to guide the fabric smoothly into the machine, but he was using a dangerous method. To keep the material under control, he had wrapped the fabric around his hand. Then, after a small twist in the fabric, everything changed instantly. The material suddenly caught on his hand and was pulled into the machine's powerful suction system. Within seconds, the worker was lifted off the ground. Fortunately, he managed to free himself before being pulled completely inside the machine. In your opinion, what was the bigger danger here? Human carelessness or the machine's powerful pulling force? Loose clothing, bare hand contact, and uncontrolled movements can become extremely dangerous around this type of machinery. Operators should always keep a safe distance and never touch moving parts directly. At a shopping mall, a woman was organizing products while standing on a ladder. Nearby, another employee was transporting goods with a pallet jack. Everything seemed routine at first, but while moving forward, the employee misjudged the distance and accidentally struck the ladder. The impact caused it to shake violently, and the woman lost her balance, falling hard to the ground. Whenever work is being done at height, warning signs and safety barriers should always be in place. Employees operating pallet jacks or forklifts must stay alert to everything happening around them. The automatic car wash system was running at full capacity. Nearby, a worker was cleaning a vehicle with a pressure washer. At first, everything appeared normal. But seconds later, the worker accidentally stepped too close to the operating system, and the hose became caught in the rotating brushes. Instead of letting go, he held onto the hose. The powerful spinning force immediately pulled him toward the machine and dragged him around the system. The hose quickly wrapped around his body as well. Fortunately, the incident did not result in serious injuries. Never enter the operating area of automatic machinery while the system is active. If maintenance or inspection is required, the entire system must be completely shut down first. Heavy machinery continued operating normally at the mining site. Everything looked routine. A loaded dump truck was backing toward the edge when something suddenly went wrong. Moments later, the truck unexpectedly began sliding backward. The operator tried to regain control, but there was no time left to react. The massive vehicle overturned and rolled down the cliff. Accidents like this often happen when vehicles get too close to unstable slope edges. Working on steep terrain requires extreme caution, and safe operating distances must always be calculated accurately. It seemed like an ordinary day at the gas station. Vehicles were filling up, and the atmosphere was calm. Then, in the distance, a heavy truck appeared. People expected it to slow down, but instead, the truck sped directly into the station after completely losing control. It slammed into the fuel pumps with tremendous force. One employee even stepped in front of the truck for a moment, thinking he might be able to stop it. The crash caused severe damage across the station. Based on all the incidents so far, which accident do you think was the most dangerous? Let us know in the comments. Heavy trucks must always be parked with the braking system fully engaged. Drivers should confirm the parking brake is active and make sure the vehicle is completely stable before exiting. The truck had just finished unloading its cargo, leaving the dump bed fully raised. A few seconds later, instead of staying in place, the vehicle began moving forward without lowering the bed first. As the raised load shifted higher, the truck's center of gravity changed dramatically. The hydraulic system was suddenly placed under intense pressure from the uneven weight distribution. Unable to withstand the force, the hydraulic cylinder failed. In an instant, the truck lost balance and tipped onto its side. Dump trucks should never be moved while the bed is raised. Hydraulic systems must be inspected regularly, and loads should always remain evenly distributed during unloading operations. The escalators inside the shopping mall were crowded as usual. While people moved between floors, one man attempted to bring his bicycle onto the escalator. But the moving steps were never designed for bicycles. The moment he rolled onto the escalator, he began losing control. Seconds later, the front wheel slipped, and the man crashed onto the moving steps together with the bicycle. Security cameras captured the entire incident, and the footage quickly spread across social media, reigniting discussions about public safety rules. Escalators and moving walkways are designed only for pedestrians. Using them with bicycles, scooters, or similar vehicles can create serious fall and injury risks. The gas station was busy with activity. Some people were filling their vehicles. Others were maneuvering between the pumps, while employees continued their daily routines. Then, without warning, a large truck approached at high speed and crashed directly into the station. Panic spread instantly. People nearby began running in every direction. Some tried to shield themselves behind the fuel pumps, while others escaped by weaving between parked vehicles. Fortunately, no one was struck by the truck. This incident is a powerful reminder that vehicle control is critical in crowded areas like gas stations. Heavy vehicle drivers must reduce speed when entering these spaces and constantly monitor the movement of people around them. Massive machines were operating non-stop at the quarry, and the overwhelming noise made communication extremely difficult. As one operator shifted into reverse to reposition the machine, a worker wearing a blue shirt started walking across the area nearby. But there was one thing he didn't realize. He had stepped directly into the machine's blind spot. The loader bucket was slightly raised, reducing the operator's visibility even more. The operator continued maneuvering forward, completely unaware that someone was only a few meters away. Neither side realized how close the danger had become. Operators cannot see every angle around large machinery, and blind spots can make workers completely invisible. Anyone walking near active equipment should maintain clear visual contact with operators, and spotters should be used whenever necessary. Everything at the drilling site appeared to be under control. The technical team was performing a system test on the valve assembly at the wellhead, while the gauges continued showing normal readings. As the technicians adjusted the valves, the internal pressure behavior slowly began to change. At first, the difference seemed minor, almost impossible to notice. But within moments, unstable pressure started building inside the system. Once the team realized the response was abnormal, everyone immediately focused on the valves and connection points. In pressurized systems, even a delay of a few seconds can lead to complete loss of control. After watching all these incidents, do you think the main cause was human error or failures in the safety systems? Share your opinion in the comments. Before every operation, pressure balance must be checked, recorded, and continuously monitored. Teams should also remain fully prepared for sudden pressure changes and emergency response situations.